from the bottom of my heart that this is a very sincere man with integrity. I've known him for almost 2 years now, since the Republican convention in Kona. And from the time I met him and he spoke, and he didn't BS me, he didn't have rhetoric. He spoke from his heart, and it was a message that needed to be heard in Hawaii. One that wasn't follow the machine and the story that we've been told for 20, 30 years. It was to just think for yourself and think about change and being responsible for what we're doing. And Charles is responsible, and he really believes in the things that you saw in the debate tonight. The differences between Colleen and Charles are night and day. One wants to tax and spend us to death. The other wants to pull in the reins and save money and education for our children. It's like the Democrats want a credit card that's unlimited, and we got to stop spending. And Charles is the first one in Hawaii to step up and say enough is enough. If we can't pay for it, we can't do it. And it takes a lot of guts, because they come after him with a lot of stones, saying that you don't want health care, you don't want this for the kids. That's not what it's all about. It's about being to pay for what we're doing. And Charles is the only one to do that in Hawaii.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I won't take too much of your time. Let me begin, number one, by thanking the Santoses. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Second, I want to thank each and every one of you. Thank you for taking time out of your evening to come and join me to watch this debate here. This is important. This is about the future of the state of Hawaii. It's about the future of the United States of America. And third, I do also want to say a very, very special thank you to a very, very important person. This is my most close, trusted advisor, my best friend, my much better half, the love of my life, and that's Stacey over here. Hey, Stacey! In just a couple of minutes, I want to share with all of you here kind of a little bit about what this election is all about here. You know, when I first got elected to Congress, I'd been only a congressman for about 24 hours or so, and I got my congressional ID card. And I was actually just trying to find it to show all of you what it looked like. You know, I was sitting on the floor of the House of Representatives. And you've all probably seen it on television here. It's this very nice, big, august chamber. And I was sitting there on the floor of the U.S. House, had been a congressman for 24 hours, and I'm looking at this ID card, and what's going through my head is, my good gosh, how in the world did I get this ID card? How in the world is my picture on this ID card? And what I was thinking was, of course, you know, my father was born in Shanghai, China. He had fled China as a refugee in 1949 when the communists took over. My mother was born and raised in Bangkok, Thailand. She had an opportunity to come to the United States when our country was engaged in Vietnam. And it is because of, unfortunately, 50,000 young Americans perishing in Southeast Asia that America invited my mom to come here in this country. And for me, I think it is a profound statement and testimony to the greatness of our nation that I was able to be a child of immigrants and to be able to rise up and call myself one of the maker of laws of the United States of America, the most powerful nation on earth. But you know, as I was looking at this as my congressional ID card, you know, a colleague of mine from Congressman Charles Djou of Arizona came and he sat down next to me. And he saw me sitting there admiring my ID card. And you know, he came to me and he said, you know, Congressman Djou, do you know what that is? And I turned to him and I said, well, Congressman Franks, this is my ID card. You have one exactly like mine. Don't take mine, because mine cost me a lot of money and a lot of work to get this card. You know, he turned to me and he said, you know, Congressman Djou, that's not an ID card. That's not an ID card. There's only 435 cards just like that on this planet. It's not an ID card. It's a credit card with the world's highest debt limit. And unlike most credit cards, where the kids can send the bill to the parents, this ID card, my congressional ID card, is a credit card with the world's highest debt limit, where the adults get to send the bill to the children. You have 18 days to decide whose photo gets to appear on the ID card for the 1st Congressional District of the state of Hawaii. And that's what we have at stake here. My friends, I want all of you to know that the reason I run for this seat, and I know we can talk about policy, we can talk about, what the future of healthcare is or whatnot here, but at its core, what motivates me, what I remember, what I never forget here, are my kids. And my kids, every single day when I wake up in the morning, I promise, I pledge that I want to do something to make this world just a little bit better place for my kids. And what I am so concerned about in the United States Congress today is that we are spending far too much money. Even worse than that, we are spending too much money on programs that are not working. And worst of all, we have no plan to pay back any of this money other than to hand the bill off to my children and yours. And that's what this entire election is about. Now, friends, we have 18 days here to decide which way this election is going to turn. This is a very, very close race. Out of the 435 seats in the United States Congress, I will tell all of you, realistically, 350 are already spoken for. The overwhelming majority of seats up for election in the United States Congress, all the pundits, virtually everybody agrees, the Republican or the Democrat is already clearly going to win. But this seat in Hawaii's 1st Congressional District is one of those very few seats in our nation today where the outcome isn't certain. Where 18 days from now, we don't know who is exactly going to win this race. This seat is at the point of the fulcrum to decide the control and the direction of the future of the United States of America. This is a very rare and unique opportunity for all the people of Hawaii to decide and say to our nation, which way do we want to take our country? Do we want more of the same? Are we satisfied with the status quo of $1.3 trillion budget deficits and $13.5 trillion national debt? Are we satisfied with a 9.6% unemployment rate? Or do we believe, as I believe, that we've got to change the direction of our Congress? We've got to fix this dysfunctional system we have in Washington, D.C. Ladies and gentlemen, if you believe as I believe, then may I respectfully ask each and every one of you, please don't stay on the sidelines. Sometime in the next 18 days, and that's all we got here, 18 days, please do something. And when I say do something, maybe it's as modest or as small as picking up one of these bumper stickers you see around here and sticking it on your car. Maybe it's taking a yard sign and putting it in front of your house. If you have a few hours of time, consider helping me sign wave, or spend a couple of hours out of your day to phone bank. Or if you'd rather get a little bit of exercise, consider coming out and helping me knock on a few doors and talk to your neighbors. But whatever it is you do, please don't stay on the sidelines. And if you say to me, Congressman, I'm too darn busy, I can't find 2 hours of your time, well, folks, I'll still take your money. But whatever it is, what I'm saying to all of you is, the future direction of our nation is hanging in the balance. All of you here in this room, you have the ability to change and set the course, not just for one congressional seat, but the ability to speak to your country and tell your nation which way you want the United States of America to head. And we only have 18 days to do it. So thank you all very much for coming here tonight. I appreciate all of your help and your support, but don't let it end here. Let this be the start of the next 18 days of a lot of hard work and making a difference in our country. May God bless all of you and God bless the United States of America.